During the State of Union, President Biden went off the script and said, name me a global leader who would change places with Xi Jinping. Name me one. Why did the president say that, and what does he mean by saying that?
The president has actually said this many times before. His point is that the PRC is not 10 feet tall. That this is a country, large and vast though it is, it's having struggles economically. He's got domestic problems as well as home. They are still, whether they haven't been totally transparent about COVID, but they're still in the throes of some of the pandemic's after effects. And I think the president's point was, in this strategic competition of ours, the United States is uniquely poised to succeed.
So, after the balloon incidents, of course, we see United States and China kind of had the relationship, which is already fragile, being impacted. So how much goodwill is still left between the two countries, especially after the Bali meeting between President Biden and Xi Jinping? Yeah. And how confident are you that it can be rebuilt?
The president spoke to this at the State of the Union. We don't see conflict with China. And we do want to keep the lines of communication open, especially at a time like this, when things are really tense. You want those lines open, so we still want that. But we do seek a strategic competition, a competition that the president believes that the United States is well poised to come out on top. And being able to manage that competition responsibly means being able to get some of these dialogues back in place. Whether it's the military-to-military channels that President Xi shut down, or the issues on climate change that he shut down, those fora, we'd like to see those back in place. Now is not the appropriate time for the Secretary of State to go to Beijing, given what the Chinese decided to do with respect to the surveillance balloon. And when it is the appropriate time, we'll be willing to have those discussions with Beijing about the next step here in this relationship. I think the whole world, and you heard President Biden talk about this in Bali, the whole world is expecting that these two countries are going to manage this most consequential of bilateral relationships in a responsible, forthright, prudent manner. That is where President Biden still is, and that's where he wants to take it. And his ability to do that is not helped by this egregious violation of our airspace.